Hi, and welcome to another Crisp TV interview. Today, I'm joined by Dean Kilby, the director at Simplr Health Group, a company dedicated to revolutionizing healthcare through regenerative medicine approaches. Dean, it's a pleasure to have you here with us today.
Yeah, real pleasure to be here. Thanks for the opportunity.
Amazing. Now, Dean, could you tell our viewers about the core mission of Simplr Health Group and how it aims to revolutionize healthcare through its regenerative medicine approach?
Sure. At the most basic level, Simplr Health is really committed to making healthcare simpler. And there's so many advanced technologies that are currently available, but health consumers get confused in the landscape of medical care.
Yes.
So our commitment is to bridge that gap between the latest advancements in healthcare and work with healthcare consumers in a way that allows them to access the best of the best in the world, whether or not it's from the country in which they're domiciled.
Amazing. That's brilliant, Dean. Now, regenerative healthcare is indeed gaining momentum. So how does Simplr International's groundbreaking healthcare facility in the Sanur Special Economic Zone differentiate itself from other medical facilities?
Yeah, fortunately, Simplr Health and our international arm, Simplr International, has been granted a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, really, with regards to the Sanur Special Economic Zone in Bali.
Right.
The Special Economic Zone has a health-focused approach to transforming medical care in Indonesia. What is also made possible is medical tourism from around the world.
Right.
So Simplr International is one of the proponents investing within that environment, setting up a center of excellence for regenerative medicine immediately adjacent to the Bali International Hospital, which will be operated by the Mayo Clinic. So there's some really great international brands within that environment. We'll have exclusivity with regards to cell therapies and the opportunity to bring to the Sanur environment experts from around the world, including those in Japan. And what's unique about that special economic zone is we can transfer the regulatory environment of Japan to Sanur.
Yes.
And make for the first time Japanese technology and regulatory approved therapeutic options available to people in Indonesia and those the world over.
Amazing. Sounds very exciting indeed. Now, the groundbreaking healthcare facility in Bali sounds obviously ambitious and exciting. Could you share some of the cutting-edge technologies and advancements that will be integrated into this facility and how they actually contribute to the overall vision?
Yes, for sure. What's distinct about what we're providing in Sanur, Bali is, like I said, the opportunity to transfer the regulatory environment of Japan.
Yes.
Now, the Japanese altered their regulatory policies in 2014. This was at the request of, at the time, Prime Minister Abe, who made cell therapies and cell therapy options more readily accessible and available to health consumers after phase 2A clinical trials, or at least enough safety data to ensure that the therapeutic options were safe and efficacious. And the Japanese government have invested enormously in the monitoring of those patient treatments from that time. We are able to transfer that to Sanur, Bali and make available immune cell therapy treatment options for cancer patients.
Yes.
Now, today, not the promise of such in 30 years' time, and be able to do so in a way that makes it affordable and accessible to people. We can also offer stem cell therapies using autologous cells. So these are stem cells from your own body. We can obtain those stem cells either from your bone marrow or even your fat tissue, which is good news because most people have enough fat that we can readily extract a little bit, isolate the stem cells in the laboratory, grow them to high numbers, and bank them for later use. So this is another added level of assurance with regards to health policies, which allows returning visits of patients to that environment to gain access to their own cells. And this is distinct from other environments around the world because we're working directly with the Indonesian government, and the health policies within the zone have been approved by the president of Indonesia and harmonized with the rest of the country. So it's a very unique opportunity, not just from in terms of investment, but also health and access to healthcare therapeutic options that currently people don't have.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Dean. Now, we've heard about the relationship with DAI Capital and the grants that you have received. So, can you tell us more about these partnerships and how they actually support Simplr International's vision?
DAI Capital has been absolutely instrumental in our efforts to impact what we're committed to and out to fulfill on internationally, in particular with regards to Indonesia. So Simplr Health was a beneficiary of a $705,000 grant made possible by the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and an organization in Jakarta, Indonesia, called Catalyst, which is designed to empower business dealings between Australian entities and those in Indonesia. DAI Capital was awarded the opportunity to work with Simplr Health in the preparatory work, which is absolutely, like I said, instrumental in being able to formulate and develop an appropriately designed and professional information memorandum. This makes it a lot easier in dealing with investors when the bankable feasibility study, the schedule of accommodation, the strategic business plan, and even the construction plan and commissioning plan.
Yes.
All that work has been funded by the Australian government. So we've come a long way in a very short space of time, and this would not have at all be possible without the support of DAI Capital.
Absolutely. Now, Dean, as a parting question, with the world becoming more interconnected, what are some of the expansion plans and partnerships that Simplr International envisions to further its mission on a global scale?
Yeah, as you can imagine, it's quite a bold undertaking within the Sanur Special Economic Zone.
Yes.
We're starting with the regenerative medicine cell therapy options. That'll be 2 GMP laboratories, one focused on immune cell therapy, the other on stem cell therapy,
Right.
with the clinical environment on site. So it's a rare opportunity to see both clinical environments that can treat patients with 2 GMP laboratories on site. Further to that, we'll also be developing a neurorehabilitation site. And as people get older, not only do you want to stave off and protect yourself from the damaging effects of aging,
Yes.
which can include diseases like cardiovascular disease, cancer, but also dementia. Neurocognitive prowess
Yes.
is something that everyone ought to be worried about as we age, and we are aging a lot longer. So you want to be as healthy as you possibly can.
Yes.
So these types of therapeutic options and environments gaining the attention and attracting experts from around the world, from big organizations like Kyoto University and even Aviv clinics, which is really, really exciting in terms of what we'll be able to offer in Bali. But Simplr International has plans beyond Bali. And that's what DAI Capital really, their support makes possible for an organization like this, where we can then move very quickly into countries like the Philippines and India. And these, along with Indonesia, are countries that have been identified as the most investable by the World Bank.
Absolutely. Well, Dean, thank you so much for joining me for this interview and sharing such wonderful insights about the work that you're doing at Simplr. We wish you all the luck with your venture moving forward. And for our audience, if you would like to get in touch with the team at Simplr, simply see the details at the side of your screen or in the description of this video. Stay tuned for more interviews, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.